My dear student, this is video clip number 4, week 3, lecture 3 and research methodology. So we were describing and discussing what are the ways that can help us to define a research problem. Now before this we have studied so many things. Now we are coming towards the fourth number, number 4, description of the general nature of the problem. When you are describing different types of things, you have to keep in mind what type of research is this, what are the sources, what is the procedure. Now type mean area, is it type of qualitative or quantitative research, or what are the sources that are available in this field, and which type of method when you are going to write a statement in the field of this you will apply to do for this research. That is why this is the way that the type, source and procedure can help us to define a research problem. Then statement of limitation of the technique employed. It will also provide the way. This way will also provide a way that what are the limitation of application of different techniques in your field. For example, you are going to work on a qualitative type of research. So, what are techniques you will employ, and what are those limitations in those techniques that can provide you some certain types of interpretation. So, the limitation of techniques which are used in the research also provide you a way to make it more clear in terms of research problem statement. Recognition of assumption and implication. What will be the assumption you are making before doing something, and then what will be the implication when you will conduct the research? What type of impacts it will have on the procedure of research, and then the outcomes and that field. Importance, value or significance of the study of education. What type of importance and significance will be there? What will be the outcomes, and what will be the effects of the outcomes in the field of education or in the field of linguistics and literature? What can your research aid in the field of knowledge in your field? That is why you must have this thing and then you have to, when you are defining different terminologies used in your field, it will also specify that what type of research you are doing in your field. Now we are talking about different other things, that how can you writing statement of the problem. So Trelinger have identified 3 criteria of good problem statement. What are the qualities or characteristics of statement problem? First, a problem should be concerned with the relation between 2 or more variables. Whatever the problem you are writing, there must be connection between 2 variables or more than 2, because one will affect another, and then another will affect another, and because of this we will have different types of outcomes. It should be stated clearly and unambiguously in question form. They should be very clear and without any type of doubt and problem in term of question. It should be amendable to empirical testing. When you are testing something, so definitely sometimes you can mold those research statements or those questions. So they should not be very much static or unchangeable, but they can be changed according to the situation and experimentation, practical testing, and the field. Meeting those criteria and his problem statement will result on the research part and a clear and concise idea of what he wants to do. This sets the stage for further planning. When your research will meet all these 3 criteria available we discussed above, so it will provide you a concise and clear idea of what you want to do and at what stage you are going to move to the further type of stage. That is why these 3 basic criteria are important for the future planning in the field of research. Now we are coming to different types of characteristic of research problem. A problem statement must have the following characteristic. 1. It should ask about relationship between 2 or more variables. Yes. It should clear. It should be possible to collect data or answer. Mean there will be relationship between variable. It should be very clear, undoubtable. It will be unambiguous in nature. They must be. It should be possible to collect data or answer the question asked. It should not represent a moral or ethical position. Whatever you are doing, they should be based on clarity, possibility of collecting data to answer the question, not based on moral and ethical position, and they should connect two or more than two variables when you are researching in that field. Now, clarifying aim, stating a problem. The problem mentioned in this chapter can be stated in the following ways. Now, what is problem? Analyzing the potential of a teacher. Effectiveness. This statement is still vague and does not provide any direction to the research. It may be restated to clarify the study. Now, if we take, for example, this type of problem, analyzing the potentials of teachers' effectiveness. So, when you just read this problem or this statement, it's just unclear. It can provide you direction that on which way you will check the potential of the teacher and then their effectiveness in the field of teaching, because you don't have any type of direction, you don't have any type of two variables there. So it should be very clarified and it should be restatement in term of clarified type of study or stating a problem. A study of relationship between predictors and criteria of teacher effectiveness. Now you have brought two things: relationship between predictor and criteria of teacher effectiveness. Now teacher effectiveness is one thing, and what are the predictor and criteria which are available? So we have two variables over there. It's very clear, and it is practical. It can be applied in different types of researches. This statement indicates the specific task to be performed by the researcher that he has to study the relationship between predictors is an independent variable and criteria is the dependable variable. It means criteria and predictors, two variables are introduced over here, and then one can have effect on another, and that is why one is independable and another is dependable variable in this field. Now we have another problem: the relationship of socio-economic status to creativity. It is also unclear or vague, and we need to clarify this. It can be clarified and restated in the following ways. Restatement: a comparative study of performance of students of different socio-economic status on the item of Barker-Mahal creativity test. Now it's a type of test available online, and then we are comparing what the performance of student and then their socio-economic status. So when whatever status you are, and then your performance will be there, it will be checked and it will be compared with the people who belong to high class and the people who belong to poor class, and what are their performance when they are provided this type of test in this field. Now, area of the research: educational philosophy, sociology, educational curriculum development, institutional material learning process, teaching methods, teacher education, teacher's behavior, educational administration and supervision, educational technology. Now, these are the areas that can be explored in this type of statement, and then it can provide us a way how to reach to certain types of meanings. For example, educational philosophy, so differently performance in test and socio-economic status, they are based on educational philosophy. Sociology, so socio-economic status is also part of sociology. Educational curriculum, what type of teaching material books are available in the field, are different for the higher class and different for lower class or not. Institutional material, what are the institutions are providing, and then learning processes available in different teaching institutions, what are the teaching methods people are applying, and then what is the educational administration and supervision, and what type of technology they are applied in different school, and how they impact different types of performance of two different types of students.